Almas bonitas. So, what are ways if you actually had to face, accept it, integrate it? Well, you first have to make peace with your own darkness if you are to integrate it, and after that you are going to heal it. Now, one of the most profound realities of this, and probably the most painful thing to face within ourselves, is the pain that we cause to ourselves throughout the many years and lifetimes of rejecting our own darkness. Because the light cannot exist without the shadows, without the darkness. And all this rejection, the humiliation, the bullying, um, the self killing of oneself, of, well, suicide that we commit throughout lifetimes, and you have no idea just how painful that is. Therefore, when we decide to face our darkness, not only is this a very scary thing, not only is very painful, but it is also one of the biggest challenges. It is so challenging that people sometimes die from it at a soul level. And it can cause a damage so devastating that it will take a very long time to put yourself together, because you will most likely be defragmented. This is one of the reasons you must work with your ancestors and with experienced ones, such as the Egyptians, because the ones that are known as the Duats, they have gone through this before in the past. And of course, I'm one of them. For example, there are so many rituals to go against your darkness. When a lot of people who are light on this, and they do a lot of things to have your own darkness transmuted. What's that other word? Rejected or given out. There is, for example, a ritual that I personally remember when I went through it, and actually, with my own free will, was lied to through this meditation to actually give my own darkness, or a fragment of my darkness, to the earth and have it transmuted. Now, this is one of the most clear examples of suicide. For example, if I today feel that I miss something or someone, that is part of my shadow, but it is mine. Therefore, it is my will that I have to recognize it or identify it, accept it, make peace with it, integrate it, and heal it. Because the first thing that receives the damage directly is your darkness. That is why this system has led or programmed humanity through every system to be afraid of darkness. Religion is one of the most clear examples how it has led humanity to reject it, to fear it, to see it, visualize it as something grotesque, destructive, ugly, and disgusting. But that's the most devastating and most effective lie. And it has worked so well for so long that humanity will do anything but face it. Even those who think of themselves as gods, even gods themselves have failed at this. Not only humans. That is why it's so important and also so powerful when you actually do the work and start evolving through these fragments, because the moment you start, the moment you start integrating your own darkness, healing it, you start evolving. Everything negative becomes your blessing because it becomes a part of your soul that is continually evolving, growing, getting stronger, getting bigger, and recovering its rightful place. The origin of all life. Now, once your darkness is integrated, healed, it becomes pure potential. It is not the light, it is your dark side, but it is pure potential. And since it knows, it remembers its rightful place, its origin, its own essence, now it's going to protect you even more because you have to heal it exactly as you would heal your light, or even more so. Why more? Because the direct impact is your darkness. When your darkness is accepted, it's integrated and it is healed, touching your light is touching it. It won't allow it. It would rather die than to allow your light to be mocked, humiliated, touched. It will fight back so badly, so strongly, because it is the primeval instinct of the origin of all life. And the light, it's its precious treasure. It's golden child, literally. That's why the ancient Egyptians, such as Anubis, have been able to be a king that stands alone. This is a ascended master of omniscience of light and darkness. Well, he specializes more in darkness, but he comes from that lineage of solar science. And I can proudly say that it is one of my direct ancestors and whom I respect a lot because I have learned much from them, especially from Anubis when it comes to working with my darkness. For personal experience, I am passing this on because I am creating a self-sustaining system that will stay here after I am gone, whether I die tomorrow or in a year or whatever that time is. The point is that this is not something that can be taught directly or from books, Bibles, or grimoires. It's also not that easy. It is also not recommended. It's not something that is advisable to do because it is very, very personal, so profound, and so delicate because it is a core science of souls. This is directly done with the archangels, our ancestors, and beings of solar science such as Ra, Anubis, and others who are actually masters of this science. Yeah, so you're gonna have to, once you start, you're gonna have to take this as a lifestyle. You never stop healing your darkness. It's the part that needs the most work because even us as human, I personally don't know how long I have been at war with myself. Just for how long have I been rejecting my darkness? For how long have I been committing suicide? What reason does now my darkness has to actually accept me, to trust me? It has every reason to reject me and to be afraid, to be skeptical, because it's not something you can heal quickly. We are talking about generations of pain and war and suicide, of rejection, of that inner war with ourselves at a soul level. That's why humanity does not evolve. That is the reason why humans are with each generation worst. Farther away from themselves and therefore farther away from God. This is probably one of the most profound things I have ever had to share, but it needs to be done. It needs to be put out there because I don't plan on putting details. I don't plan on making a book, a Bible, a grimoire of this, because this has to be directly done spiritually. However, this basic part needs to be here. That very basic part needs to be explained and left somewhere for the world. And whomever is looking for it will find it in divine timing. So, there you have it. May your journey be successful, painful as it may be.